And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Winestream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight, we're shifting gears a little bit, again, as we do on the show from time to time. And we're going to try one of my favorite types of wines, one that I've grown up with, a type of wine that I've grown up with. And I'm looking forward to trying it out tonight. This is one that I don't recall ever having before, but we're going to try it tonight. I don't think I've ever had it before. It doesn't look familiar to me, but well, we'll see if we can familiarize ourselves with it tonight and see if it's any good. This is a Chianti, and I'm looking forward to trying this. We're also going to pair it with some foods, and we're going to toast some national days, and in particular, a couple of national days, and one in particular that, well, we've got to get to soon. Well, I can still get to it because it's waiting here to be gotten to. Anyway, it's an open chat also, so if you're wanting to get into the chat live, you can talk to me live in the chat. And let me see what we've got here first on the agenda. That's pretty much what it is. We're going to try to keep it kind of a light show tonight. By the way, speaking of light show, I didn't turn on my lights. There. I turned on one of them. Let's try the others. There we go. But we'll turn the other one off. There we go. Now they're all on. That was not planned. Okay. Anyway, if you're joining me for the first time or for the 248th time, because this is the 248th episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, this is a stream of consciousness kind of show, and I do have some show notes. They're right here. So they always are, but we don't always follow them verbatim because the show is not about me. I'm just here to entertain you and to produce the wines. Oh, I don't produce the wines, but I present the wines. And whatever else that we're having, libations and snacks and that sort of thing. But the show isn't really about all of that. The show's really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night with our favorite libations and snacks, just kicking back, relaxing, just shooting the breeze, so to speak. Just enjoying a Saturday night, just forgetting about the worries of the day, the worries of the week, and just having a good time. And this is what wine does. It brings people together, and that's what we're doing on the show. That's the focus of this show, is to bring people together, old friends, new friends, everybody together, and finding some common ground and just having a good time. Now, that's why we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion on the show. The show isn't about any of that, and we want to keep it to where everyone's amicable and having a good time. So we don't want to approach subjects that have a tendency to tear people apart. And we've seen too much of that already, and we want this show to be a respite from that. We want this show to be a little bit of a breather and just kind of get back together. That's what the show is really about. Now, if you want to chat with me live, we are live. Let me get here into the webpage. We are live on Facebook, the Facebook page. It's the Facebook page is Drink with Rick. The Kick channel is kick.com/drinkwithrick. I've got a little bit of news about that coming up here shortly. Odyssey, we're on Odyssey, odyssey.com/@drinkwithrick:7. Rumble is, you just type in Drink with Rick, you'll find it. Twitch is that's Twitch TV/drinkwithrick and the number 1, all one word. And the YouTube channel is, of course, at Drink with Rick. Now, of course, if you can't watch now, you can also watch live on the website. The website is drinkwithrick.com. I don't know why I forgot that, but let me refresh this. There we go. And I haven't had any wine yet, believe it or not. So this is tonight's show. If you click on the, for those of you who can see it, if you click on the episode for tonight's show, you'll get a little comment box down there. You can leave a comment in the comment box, or 2 or 3 or whatever, and I will respond in kind. It won't be right away, but it will be, after the show, and I will read them on the next episode. Of course, you can, if you can't watch now or watch later, you can subscribe to the podcast. The podcast goes out at Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. And you can subscribe the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Blueberry.com, podcastindex.org, TuneIn, Deezer Radio, the RSS feed, anywhere you can pick up an RSS feed, and by email. And if you click on this little button that says by email, for those who can see it, you'll get another page, and you'll get a subscribe by email page. You put your email address in a little box there and click the blue subscribe button, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just for the podcast. And of course, you can let me go back to the Winestream page here. If you want to support the show, you can support the show in a number of ways. You can like, follow, subscribe on all these venues, Facebook and Odyssey and Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, that sort of thing. Please, if you can, do that. That's free. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. It doesn't. So you can follow, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, ring the bells or whatever. And if you want to help monetarily, and there's no obligation to do so, but if you want to, you can buy me a coffee. Just click on the button that says buy me a coffee on the website at drinkwithrick.com on the page there. And you can buy me a coffee, and that helps to support the show. Every little bit helps. It really does. But there's no obligation to do that. And if you can't afford it, please don't, because I'd rather that you be able to pay your bills and your mortgage and be able to eat, first, okay? But it's much, much appreciated if you can. All right, well, we've got some things to look at here, but mainly this Chianti. But before we do, let's get into the chats. I know there are folks waiting in the chats, and I'm looking forward to trying this. What did I just do? Oh, I just opened up another page. There we go. All right, let's check and see what we've got here. Let's see, Facebook. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, and the Island Hayes is on YouTube, and he says, hey, Rick, and hey, right back at you, Island Hayes. It's great to see you. Island Hayes says, I've got a Firesider strawberry rhubarb wine. He said, quote, wine, unquote. Not sure if it really counts as wine, but it sounded good. And rhubarb wine. Strawberry rhubarb Firesiders. Okay, I'm going to write that down in just a minute. Let me get to the rest of the chats here. I'll come right back to that one. We've got folks in Twitch tonight. X86 is in the chats. It's been a little while. X86, it's great to see you here tonight. How are you doing this Saturday night? And X86 says, I don't think I've ever had Chianti with fava beans or otherwise. This will be a good episode. And yeah, that's... as I always do. Whoops. Okay. I know, I'm just hitting all the wrong buttons tonight. You got two laughters on that, and applause. How about that? X86, it's been a while. I'm glad you're here. Let's see what else is going on here. Odyssey, we're running on Odyssey there. Chat's good there. And on Rumble as well. We're live everywhere we can be live. And Empires is in the chat, and it looks like he's spamming the chat. Okay, great. Okay, well, thanks, Empires. Appreciate the spamming. And actually, I don't really appreciate the spamming, but yeah. And that's why the news about Kick is coming up. That's why we're going to be leaving Kick soon, because it's not very productive. But everywhere else, we're productive. Everything is going great. And I'm glad you are all here. All right, so this is the wine that we're going to try tonight. And this is, if we can pull it up here, the wine that we're trying tonight is a Vecchia Cantina Chianti. Vecchia Cantina Chianti. Now, the thing is, I don't think I've ever tried this wine before, but the more I the more I look at the label, the more I think I've seen it before, and that's mostly because I've been staring at it for the last couple of weeks, and it's been sitting in the back, in the background there. Anyway, Vecchia Cantina Chianti. We're going to try that tonight, and let me read the back of this label. It says it's Vecchia Cantina Chianti. Is it Vecchia? I think it's Vecchia. Excuse me, not Vecchia. It's Vecchia. Vecchia Cantina Chianti. 2022. I know, I correct myself live on the show. How about that? 2022, this is a red wine, as if we didn't know. It says, a dry red wine with pronounced notes of red berry fruits. At the taste, it reveals a remarkable body and a pleasant tannic finish. Our Chianti accompanies savory first courses, Tuscan cured meat, and roasts. This is bottled by Vecchia Cantina, Montepulciano, and this is in Montepulciano, Italy. And let's see, it's okay, that's the importer. Okay, it is a product of Italy, and there is 13% ABV in this 750 milliliter bottle of wine. So that's what we've got going on there. So we're going to open up this wine. I really kind of have to move fast and there's a reason for it. You'll find out in just a little bit why I'm having to move kind of fast with it, because I don't know how long it's going to last down there. Got a little surprise. Okay. So let's get to the chats one more time. Island Haze. Okay, let me get back to you for just a second, because I did promise I would do that. Firesiders, strawberry rhubarb. Okay, I'm going to check that out. And let's find out if it really is a wine. A wine. Okay. I've got that written down on my show notes. Good. I'm going to check that out after the show. Appreciate that. We have tried a number of wines and other libations on the show that have been recommended by you in the chats, by all of you in the chats. So I take that very seriously. Wherever I can find them, that's where I pull them in. Now, there are some that I can't find, or some that I haven't been able to obtain, but when I can, I try to obtain them. Yeah, someone here, Empire's 001. See, I call them out. See, I don't just take them out. I mean the chats. I don't just block them in the chats. I call them out. And then later I block them in the chats. That's how it works for me. I call them out. So everyone else knows, especially other streamers that encounter these spammers in the chat. So they know, so they can pre-block them, if you will. All right, so I'm doing my public service. All right, so here is the wine we're going to open up now. I embrace them. I engage these spammers, and I've done that with a number of these individuals who have spammed me on for podcast promotion and stuff. It drives me crazy. I get these all the time, and anyway, so let's go on to more pleasant things. This is the wine. I have got the foil cut with the foil cutter. Let me get my mechanical corkscrew. We'll set that in place. Let's go ahead and decork the wine. Wow. There we go. That was a tight cork. Okay, I'll get that set aside. And then I have my aerator ready, my trusty aerator. Now, I think this probably should be decanted first. However, I did not do that, and we don't really have time for that anyway, because there's something down there that probably isn't going to last very long. So, if I do. So, in that case, let's go ahead and open up this wine. Let me close out this lower third here for a minute. There we go. All right, so everybody can see what's going on, and so I can see what's going on. That lower third just kind of, where is it? Right here, it gets in the way a lot. All right, so where were we? Oh, yes. We've got the wine ready to pour, and then I have my official Drink with Rick coaster in place to hold the glass, and then to hold the grape nectar, I have my genuine Gallet Irish crystal glass given to me by my employers at bytwowayradios.com. We are going to proceed to pour. There we go. I'm going to pour a little bit into the glass. All right, that's good. It's a good first pour. All right, and we're going to get it ready. We're going to aerate this wine a little bit more by swirling it. And to do the official swirl, I have the official Drink with Rick swirling music, which is, of course, more cowbell. More cowbell. Okay. We've got a good swirl going there. Let's set that aside for a moment. Yes, this is the 248th episode. Can you believe that? I don't know how much longer I can last. It's a lot of wines, among other things that we've consumed on this show over the last 6 years. All right, let's see. I'm checking the chats again. I'm looking over the chats. Everything is good. And X86, how have you been, by the way? It's good to see you here. And Island Hayes, put in a little review. Tell me what you think of this Firesiders. I'm curious. I'm not familiar with it. I'm curious about it. What do you think? What do you think of this? Is it good stuff? Let me know. Just put it in the chats. I'll read it out. Maybe if it's that good, maybe we can all go out and get some. All right, so I think everything else is copacetic here for the time being. So we're going to get ready and give this a taste, but first let's learn a little bit more about this wine. Now it's Vecchia, I think it's not Vecchia. I don't know. I knew someone who had a similar last name, and that wasn't pronounced Vecchia. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so I picked this up at Total Wine, or as I affectionately call it, Total Wino, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way at all. Okay, I shop there. I like to shop there, and they have it listed there, and they have some interesting notes on it because this Chianti is usually made of Sangiovese grapes. And this is a blend. This is a blend, according to their website, it's a blend of Sangiovese, Caniolo, Trebbiano, and Malvasia grapes. The color is bright ruby with a delicate bouquet that presents a hint of violet. We're about to try that out. It is from Tuscany. The region is Tuscany, Toscana, in Italy. And it is, they said tastes like cherry, berry, and violet. And they say it's a medium-bodied wine. There's a lot of Chiantis out now. The thing is about Chiantis is that they tend to run the gamut here, the range between medium and light, or light and medium-bodied. I've seen some very light-bodied Chiantis. I've seen some that are medium-bodied. I haven't seen, I don't recall any in recent memory anyway that were heavy, or that were full-bodied, I should say. So this looks like, from the lights here, this looks kind of like it looks like a medium-bodied wine. I'll give it to that. Nice ruby red color. It's medium-bodied, and it's. Let me get a close up here. There we go. Can you see it? Let me move over to the other camera. There we go. So the lights don't really do it justice in that respect, because the lights come down on the glass, and it really makes everything look a lot darker than it is. But it really is kind of a medium bodied wine. You can tell from the edges of the glass. It, as my sister would ask, does it have legs? Well, it has it has some legs. It's I don't put a lot of stock in it. A little bit, not it's not heavy, but it's a little bit. I don't put that much stock in the whole legs thing, but some people do. So it's okay. It's got legs. It's not watery or anything like that. That's for sure, and which is a good thing. It doesn't look watery anyway. So let's go ahead and give it a whiff, a little bit of a whiff. Well, before we do that, let me check the chat some more time. Okay. Island Hayes says, I'm enjoying it so far. Okay, he's talking about the Firesiders. He says, I'm enjoying it so far. Sweet and tart. Thick head when I poured it. And Dustin Nunn is in the chat. Dustin Nunn says, did he? Oh, he retracted the message. Okay. So I'm not sure what he was saying there. Anyway, but he's in the chat. Tell me how you're doing there, Dustin, and tell me what you're drinking, or what you'd like to be drinking, or what you would like to see me drinking. And if I can afford a bottle of it, I'll see if I can drink it too. All right, let's see what else we got here. Just checking the rest of the that we're good on Rumble and we're good everywhere else. So let's go ahead and give this. Dustin says, I support your channel. Well, I appreciate that, Dustin. I really do. I really do. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, we're good. All right, let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a sniff. Yeah, lots of cherry in there. Lots of cherry. Yeah, there is a lot of cherry in this. And, I'm not surprised at all, because we're going to find a lot of cherry in Chiantis. You'll find a few things, a few different aromas in Chianti, but cherry is one of the ones that I encounter most of the time. And a red fruit, maybe a little bit of strawberry, but mostly cherry. Mostly when I'm smelling is cherry. And it smells just a little bit oaky. We'll give it a taste here in just a moment. Yeah, let's do that now, as a matter of fact. Just taste. Okay. Yeah, once again, lots of cherry. Lots of cherry. And it's mostly cherry. a little bit earthy. Just a little bit, not too much, but it's not real bold. It's not real light. It's somewhere in between. It's not super, and I wasn't expecting it to be a super bold wine. There are some Chiantis that are a little bit on the bolder side, but usually they're kind of lighter to medium in that area. So and then that's one of the reasons I think that I like a Chianti a lot most of the time, is because they're not super bold. Because I'm not really into the super bold wines most of the time. There are a lot of tannins in this wine, which is not unusual for Chianti either. You're going to find that the Chiantis are somewhat tannic, and it is a very dry wine. Very dry wine. And a little bit oaky, earthy, oaky, cherry. I want to say there's a little bit of strawberry in there too. It's mostly all cherry, red cherry. And that's basically what it said was in here, right? If we go back to the, let's go back to the back of the wine. I think that's what it did say, right? Savory fruit, pleasant fruits, notes of red berry fruits. It just said red berry fruits, and that's all there was to that. But checking around online, I think on their website. Or actually on Total Wine site, they said there was cherry, berry, and violet. Now, I don't know what other berries they were talking about, because I'm mostly getting cherry. I don't really know if I'm getting violet in here. Maybe that's what I'm tasting. That's other taste. Maybe that's what the violet taste. But I'm mostly getting cherry. And it seemed like it was a little bit of strawberry in there, but I'm not, it's just very, very faint. Okay, so so far I'm liking the wine. It goes down fairly smooth, and it has a fairly decent finish to it. It's not an overly long finish, but it's not too short. It doesn't go away. It's not watery or anything like that. It has a fairly pleasant finish to it, and I think it would probably go okay with what we have on the plate here, which is getting colder every second. Unfortunately, we have something else down here that's getting warmer every second, and I'm going to have to take care of that. So we've got to get to the tasting, or the pairing, the food pairing. Dustin says on YouTube, Dustin says, have you seen the movie Gooby Fears Destructor? I like to drink white wine. I'm not really familiar with that movie. Gooby Fears Destructor. And you like to drink white wine. Nothing wrong with that at all. Dustin says there's a wine in the movie Gooby Fears Destructor that I want, also the wine from Year of the Comet. Now, Year of the Comet, I do remember that movie. It sounds like you like some sci-fi, and so do I. I'm a sci-fi fan. Year of the Comet. I'm trying to remember which that. Oh, I was thinking of Night of the Comet. Excuse me. I was thinking Night of the Comet, which is a disaster film. Year of the Comet. Yeah, but Night of the Comet, I'm fairly familiar with. There have been a lot of comet movies. Trying to keep track of them all. But yeah, I do like sci-fi, and I'm an old sci-fi guy, so to speak. I even made a film or two that was sci-fi related. I've shown it on the stream before as well. I thought about showing a segment of it tonight. I don't think we really have time for it, but maybe next week. So Gooby Fears Destructor. I'm gonna have to remember that. And white wine is good for you as well. And one thing about white wine is some folks drink white wine because they don't like the red wine, because the red wine will often give them red wine headaches, which is known as red wine headaches, and that's caused by a couple of things here. Well, one reason that it causes a lot of headaches is because of all the added sulfites in these wines. But in my opinion, but the red wines, you can avoid the headaches in the red wines if you intermittently have some water in between the glass of red wine, which is what I do. Now, there's a fair amount of tannin in this wine, and that can also contribute to red wine headaches for some people. So that's something you want to be aware of. But white wines generally don't have tannin in them, so because the tannin comes from the skins of the grapes, and because the white wines generally are not, they don't leave the skins on the grapes. For white wines, that's you're usually not going to have a lot of tannin in those wines. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, we're caught up in the chats. Let's go ahead and pair it with some foods, and then we can have some fun. We can go ahead and toast the national days and have a lot of fun with that. So let's go to camera 3. Camera 3, this is what we have to pair it with tonight. Trying to keep it simple tonight, short and sweet and simple. What we have here tonight is some spaghetti, or as I like to call it, paschetti. Okay, so spaghetti, some pasta, and let's go ahead to, let's grab a little bit of that. I really should take the whole plate, because if I don't, and the whole thing's coming off. That's because I nuked it. The microwave, and there was cheese on it, and it just melted to it. I'm producing all of my own stuff here with the, I don't have a producer, but I'm doing all my own stuff here with the, I'm not going to get, I could just roll it up, as Italians do, but it's been heated up a couple of times, so I don't think It's now holding its own very well. It's no longer al dente. It's more like al bunde. That was a reference. Never mind. Okay, so I'm going to try some of this. That was a big mouthful, so it's going to take me a moment. Wow. That was a mouthful. I could have just cut it. That would have been the smart thing to do. But what can I say? All right, let's try it with wine. Oh yeah, I like it with spaghetti. My lovely wife, she made the spaghetti. They're leftovers, as they always are. But there's some meat and there's some sauce in here. This goes really well with the meat sauce. I like this. I like this very much. It's a very nice pairing. Goes very well with the spaghetti and meat sauce. So we can mark that up and say, hey, that works really, really good.
Oh yeah,
I like it. So anyway, let me clear the palate for a minute. We'll try it with a couple of cheeses. And then on to the festivities. All right, what we have back on camera 3, we have some Parmesan. Oh, well, of course. I would not be surprised if this Parmesan goes well with this wine. Because this Parmesan's a little dried out. It's been sitting here for a while. It's a good hard Parmesan cheese. But I think it's I think it's seen its last days there. It's like I said, it's all leftovers. That's how we roll here. It's all leftovers. Anyway, let's go ahead and try this. Nice pairing with the Parmesan. I like it with the Parmesan. Sharp Parmesan and a lot of tannin in this wine. Makes a good combination. I like it. Let me clear the palate one more time. Excuse me. Well, let's clear the palate. All right. Now let's go ahead and try it with the cheddar cheese. I'm going to try it with cheddar cheese. Now. And go back to camera 3. Here's a little piece of cheddar. And this is a very sharp cheddar. This is a Cracker Barrel sharp cheddar cheese. I like the cheese. Very sharp. I'm going to try it with that. There's a big hunk of cheese there. I cut it up. My lovely wife, she's still recovering, so she can't be doing prepping all this stuff right now. I have to prep my own foods. All right. Oh, makes it nice and creamy. I like that. Oh, I like that very much. Overall, I think this has been a successful pairing for all these foods on here. So that's great. I would say success. Yeah. Very good. I like that. Let's go back to the chats for a moment, and then we will go ahead and toast the national days. Check everything's good in the chats for the time being. Well, X86, if you've never had Chianti, you are in for a treat because what camera am I on? Here we go. You're in for a treat because I happen to like Chiantis a lot. And if you like red wines, and if you like red wines with a fair amount of tannin, and not overly tannic, but it's a fair amount of tannin. I think you'll like this. It's a good wine. Oh, wow. That spaghetti is a little on the gassy side there, right? Wow. Okay. Probably was what I had earlier for dinner earlier, which were leftover chicken wings before the show. Anyway, yeah, everything's leftovers. Oh, well. Okay. Where was I? Okay, we got the chats are in place, and let's go ahead. I think it's time to toast the national days. Let's go ahead and toast the national days. I'm going to cue them up. Let me cue up my toasting thing here for the national days. National days, get ready to toast. Do I have any music for the national days? I have, no, not that. Not that. So it's time to toast the national days. I'm just punching all the buttons tonight and everything. The national days. We need some national day toasting. Yeah, we do. We have some. Here it is. Maybe I should make that the official fanfare of the national days, huh? I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far. I'll talk to Marlo about that at some point. Okay, so here are the national days. And today is July 20th, 2024, for another hour and 12 minutes. And wow, do we have some national days to toast? Let me check something here. Okay, that's good. Actually, it's holding up pretty well in there. We'll get to that in a few minutes. It's part of the national days. July 20th, 2024 is, let's see what I have queued up here first. Where are my photos? There we go. It's National Lollipop Day. Yes. July 20th, 2024 is National Lollipop Day. Do you like lollipops? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, National Lollipop Day. Okay, we can do that. We can drink to that. National Lollipop Day. I'll drink to that. Why not? By the way, and I forgot to mention this, that all of these national days come courtesy of nationaldaycalendar.com. Nationaldaycalendar.com is Marlo Anderson's site. He is the CEO and the curator of all these national days. So, Marlo, thanks a lot. And we're going to pull a couple of descriptions from a couple of these national days from nationaldaycalendar.com. And that is because I didn't have a whole lot of information on some of them, so we're going to go ahead and use their descriptions, if it's okay with you, Marlo. We toasted National Lollipop Day, but it's also National Fortune Cookie Day. That's right, today is National Fortune Cookie Day. I don't know why, but it is. So, National Fortune Cookie Day. All right, why not? I'll drink to that. All right, National Fortune Cookie Day. Today is also National Pennsylvania Day. Now, last week, if you recall in our last episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream, we toasted National Delaware Day, I believe, because I think that was it Delaware Day? I don't remember now. Go back and look at the previous episode. Because apparently that was the first of the 13 states, first of the original 13 colonies to sign the Declaration. And apparently Pennsylvania was the second state. So it's National Pennsylvania Day. And I'm reading this off nationaldaycalendar.com now. And it was founded in 2017 by National Day Calendar to celebrate Pennsylvania as the second state to join the Union. So the first state, I think, wasn't Delaware? I think it was. I could be wrong. Yeah. Whatever. So anyway, today, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Anyway, Pennsylvania is the second state to join the Union, and I'll probably forget this next week whenever the third state, we toast the third state. I don't know. So National Day Calendar is committed to celebrating every aspect of our nation's diverse culture and history, which is why we proudly introduced National State Days. That's what this is all about. So National Pennsylvania Day, July 20th was the day, that was the second state to join the Union was Pennsylvania. So we'll celebrate that, and we'll toast Pennsylvania, National Pennsylvania Day. I will drink to that. All right, the National Pennsylvania Day. It's also, now this is an interesting one. I'm not sure about this one, but I'm reading this one on nationaldaycalendar.com as well. This one's called Toss Away the Could-Haves and Should-Haves Day. That's the third Saturday in July. Toss away the could-haves and should-haves today. And according to nationaldaycalendar.com, it says across the United States, the third Saturday in July recognizes Toss Away the Could-Haves and Should-Haves Day. In short, don't go through life with regret. So that's a good philosophy right there. Created by author and motivational speaker Martha J. Ross Rogers, this day is intended for everyone to let go of the past and live for the present. The first step to participating in this day is to find a pen and paper. So that's the first step. The first step is to find a pen and paper. I'm going to try this right now. Then write down your could-haves and should-haves on the paper. Should have hired a producer. Okay. I couldn't afford it, but producer. Okay. Should have. Could have. I could have had. No, I could have had some Grand Marnier with the wine. There you go. And then you write them all down, and then after you write everything down, you throw the list away. There you go. And that's the Toss Away the Could-Haves and Should-Haves Day. I'm glad they told me not to tear it up because I wrote it on the back of my show notes. Then where would we be? Probably winging it the rest of the episode. All right, X86 says, sold. I'll have to hit the wine shop soon for a bottle. All right, let me know what you think of it. And here's the cool thing about Chiantis. Most of them are not that expensive. And you know what I forgot to do? Yes. I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to tell you how much I paid for this wine. Now, I did mention that I purchased it at Total Wine? Okay, but I didn't tell you how much I paid for it. And I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it here, because I have the receipt right here. And I paid for this bottle of Vecchia Cantina Chianti, the 750 milliliter bottle with 13% alcohol in it, which I'm not sure I'd buy that. It's probably a lot more than that. I already bought it, but let's see. The Vecchia Cantina Chianti is, I paid, wait a minute, drum roll please, $10.99. That's what I paid. $10.99 for this bottle. However, and I'll say this is a big however, that a lot of times you can find some really decent Chiantis, and like say for instance Trader Joe's. Now X86, if you have a Trader Joe's in your area or anything like that, you can find some really good Chiantis, really decent ones, from around the $5 to $7 range. And I know because we've reviewed some on this show in the past. In fact, there was a Chianti Reserva that we reviewed some time ago. I know because I've been working on my wine reviews on the site, trying to catch up on those. It's another project entirely, and I came across that one, and I said, "Oh yeah, I did review that one, and it was actually pretty decent Chianti." So that's when you can try the $5 to $7 a bottle ones. The Chiantis are actually a decently priced wine because the grape was sort of they were really popular. The grapes were really popular. The wines were really popular in the 60s and the 70s, and at some point, everybody started planting these Sangiovese grapes and everything, the ones to go into the ones that were the blends, and they just kind of overproduced them, and so now they're I think they've lost a lot of their stature as a fine wine, so to speak, but it's coming back, I think, because you can't keep a good Chianti down. I'm just telling you. you can't keep a good Chianti down, and I mean that. So anyway, where were we here on the chats? Check on YouTube. Oh, my lovely wife, she's in the chat on YouTube, and my lovely wife, she always gets a. Let me see where I put all this stuff here. There we go. She always gets some supplies. There we go. My lovely wife, Chi. I'm glad to see you here. Island Hayes. Now you have you tried a Chianti? Have you ever tried a Chianti before? You may have. And tell me what you think of it, and let X86 know what you thought of it if you tried one. And everyone who else has tried a Chianti before, let him know. Get a fair, and he can get a fair and an honest assessment of this. Well, my lovely wife, she says hello and good evening to you, the Island Hayes. And she's talking to the Island Hayes there. All right, so we're caught up here, I think, for the moment. So let's go on to the next National Day. We have a couple more to toast, a few more to toast, and we have one that's, how's it doing in here? Oh, it's actually holding up pretty well. I'm surprised. Okay, so aside from being National Pennsylvania Day, which we already toasted, and, toss away the could-haves and should-haves day. Okay, well, we'll drink to that. Why not? Let's drink to toss away the could-haves and should-haves day. I'll drink to that. All right. I think we got that one, right? Okay. So there's one more national day for July 20th, and by the way, I'm almost giving it away here. There's a very special day, and one you may have already guessed it since I almost gave away the date, the full date. But July 20th. Does July 20th ring a bell with anyone? It has some specific significance, especially in the in this past century. In the past century, a really, really humongous event, a great event happened. Something that was pretty spectacular, something that was pretty amazing, and that had never been done before on July 20th. Anyone have any idea what I'm talking about here? Because July 20th, let me pull this up here. I don't know where all my stuff is now tonight for some reason. Tonight, this is still July 20th. Yes, for another hour. For another hour, it's July 20th, 2024. This is National Moon Day. Yes, not Monday because it's Saturday. This is National Moon Day. July 20th is National Moon Day, and the reason it is National Moon Day is because this is July 20th, 1969 is the date that the Apollo 11 carried the first humans to the moon. Yeah, exactly. That's right, July 20th, 1969. Now, I'm reading this from nationaldaycalendar.com. Go back here. There we go. On July 20th, 1969, Apollo 11 carried the first humans to the moon. 6 hours after landing on the moon, American Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface. He spent 2.5 hours outside the spacecraft. Buzz Aldrin soon followed, stepping onto the lunar surface. Let's see. After joining Armstrong, the two men collected 47.5 pounds of lunar material. Their specimens would make the journey back to Earth to be analyzed. So today, July 20th, is National Moon Day. And, I don't have anything else, any other, that's the only fanfare I have. That's all I got. That's really all I got for that. But, yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So here's the National Moon Day. I will drink to that. That's right. And you know what? I'll drink to it again just because,
I like it. Yeah, really neat.
National Moon Day. All right. And that takes care of July 20th. Who was around then? Now, I'm kind of an old guy. Yeah, I know. 65 years old. So I remember when they landed on the moon. I have a little story about that. Want to hear it? It goes like this. Let me see if I can find... I don't have any photos. I have some film, some 8mm film, but I do not have it transferred, so I do not have the actual film footage of it that my dad recorded on that day. But I can tell you what happened was on that day, because I remember it very, very clearly. I was very young, and I was about 10 years old. Yeah, I was 10 years old, and I remember that my dad had just recently won a color TV, and he used to go to the VFW. He was a member of the VFW Post, Veterans Foreign Awards, and whatever. And oh no, it was American Legion. I'm sorry, it was American Legion Post. Excuse me. Different group. But they used to have these raffles all the time. They'd raffle off stuff, and he'd buy stuff in the raffles. And what my dad did was, in one of the raffles, he won a color TV. Now, in 1969, that was still kind of a big deal because a lot of people, otherwise we couldn't have afforded color TV. And we weren't rich or anything by any means. And color TVs were still kind of a new thing and a big deal. So when we got a color TV, yeah, it was pretty cool. Watched a lot of TV in the color TV. So I'm looking for something here. Sorry about that. All right. I don't know what I did with it. Here it is. Yeah, there we go. So when the moon landing happened on July 20th, my dad had a regular 8mm movie camera. And he set it up on an old tripod and set it up in front of the TV. Well, that was, it seems kind of cheesy now, but that was kind of how we did it. So he set it up in front of the TV, and of course the pictures coming back from the moon weren't really in color per se, for the most part, but at least not for us. But he set it up, and he loaded it with some Kodachrome 25 color film. And he let it rip. He just let it go and recorded the pictures coming back, the live video coming back from the moon landing. And when Armstrong and Aldrin were getting out and stepping on the moon and things like that. And I remember watching that. I remember watching it on the TV. And think to myself, wow, this is pretty awesome. What a pretty awesome event, where men landing on the moon and walking around on the moon. It was pretty amazing. So I do have firsthand memories of that. And I do have the film that my dad shot down there somewhere. Maybe one of these days I'll get it transferred, but maybe. Anyway, Island Hayes says that footage would be really cool to see. Well, I'm going to see if I can transfer. If it's still in decent shape, I'll see if we can get it transferred, and then maybe show it on the Winestream one of these days. I'll see what I can do. I hope so. That would be kind of cool. Anyway, so where were we? Yes, we were toasting the national days. All right, here is to National Moon Day. I will drink to that. National Moon Day. You know what? I'll toast it one more time. National Moon Day. All right. Okay, so we have July 21st. It'll be July 21st in 53 minutes. So we might as well just go ahead and toast those as well, right? We might as well. Why not? All right, well, July 21st, which is Sunday, is National Junk Food Day. That's right. It's National Junk Food Day.
Great.
So it is. And because of it being National Junk Food Day, I was going to bring some junk food with me, and I forgot. I left the junk food down there. Look at that. See, that's what happens when you're your own producer. I left the junk food. I was trying to be very prepared tonight. And I missed something. I always miss something here. One of these days I'm going to do a perfect stream. It's going to be a perfect stream, but it won't be tonight because I already messed that up a few times. National Junk Food Day. I'll drink to that. Why not? It's also National Lamington Day. Now, for those of you, my Aussie friends, I'm sure you know what Lamington is. I didn't, because I'm not from Australia, but I didn't until today, but I did learn something. And that's one of the cool things about this wine stream. I learned things on this wine stream. I learned by doing, I learned by researching and looking things up, but I like to pass that along to everyone who watches on the stream and who is part of the stream, because you are part of the stream. You are part of the show. So I like to share my knowledge, my newfound knowledge on with all of you. So here is what National Lamington Day is. And I looked this up on nationaldaycalendar.com as well. Thank you, Marlo. By the way, Marlo, when are we getting this Drink with Rick Day? Never? Okay, well, I had to ask. National Lamington Day. July 21st is National Lamington Day on the National Day calendar. This delicious food holiday celebrates Australia's most famous culinary icon, the Aussie Lamington. Today we're encouraging people to try Lamington while spreading the word about this tasty cake. So Lamington is a cake, and not just a cake, but a tasty cake. I don't have any Lamington, but I have something else. And my lovely wife, she provided these little tasty cakes she bought at Trader Joe's. Should I have one? We'll pretend it's Lamington. How about that? Sounds like a place. It probably is. Try a little tasty cake. It's tasty. Caramel. Yeah. Messy. But it's not, I'm pretty sure it goes good with the wine too. And it does. Desserts and red wine go particularly well together most of the time. But you have to be careful because they really will give you a sugar rush. They really will. Lamington Day. Lord Lamington. It's named after Lord Lamington. So it's a tasty cake named after Lord Lamington, Governor of Queensland, Australia, from 1896 to 1901, receives credit for creating the Lamington. Of course. Lamington consists of a sponge cake dipped in chocolate. After dipping the cake in chocolate, he decided to sprinkle the cake with fine pieces of coconut. Wait, what? Coconut? No. Okay, I draw the line on that. I love cake. I love lots of different kinds of cake. Cake has made me the man I am today. Coconut? No. No, I don't know coconut. I draw the line at putting those little coconut shavings on cake. It's like my son used to say. My son had a saying about orange juice with pulp in it. He says I like drinking oranges with fingernails, and that's kind of how I feel. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Yeah, I mean, cake. It's like these cakes they make, and then they put all this coconut cake on it, like German chocolate cake. Oh, I would love German chocolate cake if it wasn't for the fact that they put all these coconut shavings all over it, because that's what it's like for me. Let me turn this guy off. Okay, there we go. I'm sure a lot of you love coconut. My lovely wife, she loves coconut. She drinks coconut juices and eats things with coconut in it. I can have some things that have a little bit of coconut in it, but I do not like those coconut shavings. To me, it's just they almost make me gag, because it's like my son was saying. It's kind of like eating a cake with fingernails on it. You know what I mean? I'm serious. It's really just like that. And don't start again. Don't start again. It's not that funny. Anyway, so Lamington cake. Okay, I was on board. I was totally on board with toasting this one until they mentioned sprinkling the cake with fine pieces of coconut. The rest is delicious history. Yeah, whatever. I'll drink to that one. That's cake, right? Okay, whatever. I like cake, but no coconut. Okay, that's just no, not my thing. All right, so let's go back to the moon thing. Okay. All right, so there is one more day. What else do we have here going on? National Lamington Day. Let me go on to something that's much better. Today is also National Be Someone Day. That's right. Today is National Be Someone Day, and that's. Oh,
you're kidding.
It's National Be Someone Day, and that has to do with. I'm going to read this here too. This is from nationaldaykiller.com, of course. On July 21st, National Be Someone Day challenges each of us to take 10 seconds to make a difference in a child's life. What can you do in 10 seconds? We can shift gears or water a plant. We can hear or tell a bad joke. In 10 seconds, we can change our minds, and after doing so, say a prayer of thanks. When we walk into a room, in that time, we can register the pain in someone's eyes and begin to provide comfort. We can praise and honor someone who deserves it. And that's what it means to be someone to someone else. To be someone. Sure. I'll toast National Be Someone Day. I'll drink to that. We should all strive to be someone, because if we aren't, then we're no one, and nobody wants to be no one. We all want to be someone, don't we? All right, well, there's one more national day we're going to toast. Before that, let's get into the chats here one more time and see what's going on in the chats. And Alan Hayes, I think that I will see if I can find that footage for the moon landing. That would be really cool, yeah. All right, we're caught up in the chats. Okay, so we have one more national day to toast. And let's see, a drum roll, please, if I can find one. Where are my drum rolls again? Drum roll, please. It is National Ice Cream Day. Yes, believe it or not, It is National Ice Cream Day. It certainly is. It's none other than National Ice Cream Day. I love ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? We've got to toast National Ice Cream Day. And to commemorate National Ice Cream Day, I have, wait for it. No, it wasn't that. Right. In honor of National Ice Cream Day, I have, drumroll please, some ice cream. And it is in the official Drink with Rick ice bucket because I've been keeping it cold here for a while, hoping that it wouldn't melt. And you know what? It didn't melt. Here it is. Here it is. If I can get out here without dropping it. Oh, yes. I have some ice cream cone. It's starting to melt now. Let me see if I can get it back on the cone here. All right. Ooh, it's stuck to the. Here it is. It's a little mashed, but it's pretty good. I'm going to toast it with some ice cream. Wait a minute. There's one more thing we need to go with this ice cream. Not just ice cream, but we need some sprinkles. Because that's what the photo behind me has on it, right? I don't have the regular sprinkles. I can't find what happened to those. But I've got some Trader Joe's all occasion sprinkles. So I'm going to, at the risk of getting it all over the desk, which I'm doing. I'm going to have a mess to clean up later. I got a mess to clean up now. And here we go with, oh, yeah. Get a nice close-up on that. I'm getting it everywhere, on the keyboard, everywhere. Here is to National Ice Cream Day. I will drink to that. We're going to drink to that. I'm going to I'll drink to it, whatever. I'll drink to that. And I will have some ice cream as well while it's still sort of mildly dripping. Tasting some ice cream. How about that? This is good. Vanilla ice cream with sprinkles. And it's all over the desk. Crunchy sprinkles. Okay, we should all go out and get ice cream now. Well, actually, tomorrow is National Ice Cream Day, so technically I jumped the gun on that one. But, you know, I was in the mood for some ice cream. Yep. So I'm having some now. All right. Again, here's to National Ice Cream Day. I'll drink to that. I've got to refill the wine glass. You know what else is good on ice cream? Grand Marnier. You can have some Grand Marnier and put a little bit on the ice cream. A little bit. There we go. Grand Marnier is an orange liqueur. We reviewed it last week on the show. And it's all getting melty now. Wow, this is good. Ice cream, sprinkles, and Grand Marnier. Life is good. Man, I've got a mess to clean up. Okay. We're going to have to end this show soon, so go clean up this mess on the desk. All right, anyway, I think that does it for the national days. Once again, this is what we were drinking. We're drinking the Vecchia Cantina Chianti. This is the Chianti from Italy, the Sangiovese. It's actually a blend of Sangiovese and several other grapes, of which at the moment I can't recall what they are. Let me see. I can look it up again. It's Sangiovese, and what else? Let's see. I saw it listed somewhere here. It was on. I'll find it again one of these days. Not now. So, Sangiovese. I know it was. I saw it in here somewhere. Where was it? I can't find the combo now. Oh, here it is. Sangiovese, Caniolo, Trebbiano, and Malvasia grapes. So there you go. I want some more of that ice cream. It's melting everywhere now. All right, so anyway, I think we're just about done with the show, aren't we? There are a couple of things I do want to mention. Two things I need to mention before we go. One is that we are approaching our 250th episode of the Winestream, and on the 250th episode, I got a big show planned. Hopefully, everything will be in place in time for that show. I'm trying to get it all together. I've got some of it ready. Some of it I'm still working on, but we're hoping to get that all together in time for the 250th episode. 250th episode, which I believe is going to happen on August 3rd. After the 250th episode, we're taking a 3-week break. This is a mid-season break. So it'll be a 3-week mid-season break from the show, and scheduled to be back on the 31st of August 31st, that Saturday night. And hopefully I'll have some new fun things in place for everybody. This will start the second half of season 6, and I've got some fun things planned, and maybe a couple of surprises. We'll see if I can get it all done in time. But looking forward to that. But I need to take a little bit of a break, health-wise, of course, and I need to just take a little bit of rest, and also to catch up on some of the projects I've been working on, particularly in relation to this show. There's one more thing that I'm gonna mention to you here, and this is a favor I've got to ask of you. As you know, or as you may know, for those of you who've been watching the stream for any particular time, on my day job, I have a day job where I co-host a podcast about two-way radios, and the show is called The Two-Way Radio Show. Big surprise there. The Two-Way Radio Show is currently in its 13th year, and it's one of the longest running branded podcasts, specifically about two-way radios for business and consumer communications. And when I say a branded podcast, it's a podcast that's put on by a company or whatever. It's a branded show, like the Trader Joe's podcast or something like that. In 2019, the Two-Way Radio Show podcast was nominated for an award in the technology category in the People's Choice Podcast Awards. The People's Choice Podcast Awards is the oldest and the most respected global awards event in podcasting. It's been around since 2006. Pretty much since I've been podcasting, 2006. So the Two-Way Radio Show podcast is currently up for nomination, and in 2019 it was nominated for an award, but it didn't win the award. The Two-Way Radio Show is currently up for nomination in the 2024 People's Choice Podcast Awards. It's up for nomination right now. If you would like, please show your support for the Two-Way Radio Show podcast and nominate it at podcastawards.com. All you need to do is just go to podcastawards.com, sign up. It's free to sign up. They don't do anything with your information, and they get rid of it as soon as the awards are done. So there's no worries there. But just go to podcastawards.com, sign up, and then you can nominate the Two-Way Radio Show in 2 categories. It's in the tech category for podcasts, for tech podcasts, and the People's Choice category for podcasts. And the nominations close on July 31st, 2024. So you have about the 20th here. You've got about 11 days, almost 10 days. The nominations close on July 31st. The more nominations we get, the greater the chance of it getting to the list of finalists for the final vote of the judges. If you're interested, we would really appreciate your support. You can nominate the show at the Podcast Awards website at podcastawards.com. I really, really appreciate it. And that's pretty much with that. That's pretty much all I got tonight. I've got a lot of cleanup to do, don't I? Especially with that. Wow, it melted fast. It hung on for a while, and then it just started melting as soon as I took it out of the bucket, the ice bucket. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. I know I did. I'm still enjoying the show, and I'm having a little bit more of this wine. It's pretty good wine. The final review of the wine. Oh, by the way, let's check the chats once again, see what's going on in the chats. Because this is an open chat tonight. If you have anything you want to bring up before we go, bring it up in the chats, and we can talk about it for a few minutes. It's fine. I've got a few minutes. If not, we can go ahead and close out. Let me give you the final review of the wine. So what we were drinking, once again, is the Vecchia Cantina Chianti, and this is a 2022 vintage. It is a wine from Italy, from Toscana, Italy, the Tuscany region, and Sangiovese wines. It's a blend of Sangiovese, Caniolo, Trebbiano, and Malvasia grapes. And it's actually a pretty decent wine. I like it. It's pretty good. I tried it with the items on here. I tried it with spaghetti and meat sauce, and it really brought out the meat sauce, with particularly the sauce. It really made that just punched that right out of there. It just really made it. It really emboldened the flavor, I guess I should say. It went well with the cheeses too, the Parmesan and the cheddar, the sharp cheddar. It went really well with that. It went pretty good with this, whatever this cake thing is. Pretty good with that. It's not Lamington. There's no coconut on it. It's a pretty good, pretty decent wine. I paid $10.99 for it. That's what I have here. The total wine, $10.99. As Chiantis go, it's a pretty decent Chianti. I like it. I've had some really good Chiantis. I've had some that are very noteworthy. I've had some that were not so great, but this one's actually a pretty decent one. I like it, and I would buy it again. I'd buy it again. Pretty good Chianti. I have to say it's not bad. So there's a fair amount of tannin in this wine, and it's mostly cherry, a little hint of strawberry, mostly cherry. It's opened up a little bit more. Let me see if I get anything else out of it. Definitely red fruit, mostly cherry still, a little bit hint of strawberry. But it's pretty good. It has a fairly, not a super long finish, but it has a very nice finish. And I'm really enjoying this wine. So I would say, yeah, I'd recommend it. Pretty good. If you like a red wine, it's pretty decent. It's a little bit, it's not super bold. It's not bold at all. It's kind of somewhere sort of medium in between, being bold and light. It's not watery or anything like that at all. And I've had a few watery Chiantis in my day. This is actually a medium-bodied wine. It holds itself up really well. It is a very dry wine, so if you don't like dry wines, you may not like this too much. But if you do like dry wines, I think this is one you'll go for. Also, as far as Dustin, if you're still with us here. If you prefer white wines, this may not be the wine for you. But if you're not averse to drinking red wines or reds, you may be interested in trying it. So, and by the way, Dustin, if you're still with us here, you're still there. if you would like, if you're in the States, if you're in the lower 48 states, I can send you a copy, because you just came in tonight. I could send you a copy of the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook. And if I can find out what I did with it, here you go. The official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook. And this is where you put your wine notes and try the different wines out and record it. And this is a log book for recording all your tasting notes for wines that you try. It sells for $8.99 on Amazon.com, but I can send you one for free. What you'll want to do is you want to send me a valid shipping address. Where's my lower? Oh, I turned it off, didn't I? I turned off my lower third. See, that's why I need a producer. Where's my lower third? Let me get back. All right. So you can send me a valid shipping address to rick@savoymedia.com, rick@savoymedia.com, and I'll send you a copy of it absolutely free. And but you'll want to send it within the next 15 days or so, next couple of weeks, because after I go on the mid-season break here in after episode 150 or 250, excuse me, that I'll be doing other things, so I won't be able to ship it out to you. So if you're in the lower 48 states, if you're in the U.S., I can send it to you. And just send me a valid shipping address, rick@savoymedia.com. I don't do anything else with that, just to ship it out with, ship the book out with. So if you want to do that, I can send you one absolutely free. And I appreciate you being here with me tonight, Dustin. Thank you for being here. And the Island Haze, as always, thank you for being here tonight. My lovely wife, Chi, and let's see, X86. Thanks for being here tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And let me know what you think of the wine, the Chianti. You go pick one up. Let me know what you think of it and how you like it. Everyone's taste is different. I can't guarantee everybody's going to have the same taste as mine, but yeah, you may very well like this one. And it's a decent wine. Okay, thanks to everyone for being here with me tonight. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And of course, there is one other. There's one other celebrity I'd like to bring out here. He's a celebrity on our show. And you know who it is. He's your friend of mine. The official mascot of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. And he is none other than Roadkill Bill. Roadkill Bill with a very special message for each and every one of us. Yeah. Right, Bill? Yeah. And his message is, please do not drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your office, your dwelling. Well, office. Shouldn't you be drinking at the office? Maybe not, right? No, Bill? Bill's been drinking. Have you been drinking? Yeah, he says that bottle's empty, isn't it? Yeah, probably. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever you are. Please stay put. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend who hasn't been drinking, who has a valid driver's license, and who you trust to take you home safely. Otherwise, just stay put, because it's not worth it. Don't text and drive either, because that's also very, very dangerous. Because I want you to have a great week, but most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.